Okay, so here we are. Like I said, this is kind of bothering me, but I think I'm just going to leave it for now. So we do a Command S, make sure that's saved. Command S on this one. So we got those saved in our file, in our documents, and I will show you how to package everything. Let's go into our links, because I want to say this is probably, see, it's on my desktop. If I hover on this, it tells me it's on my desktop. That's not good. This is in the right folder, this is in the right folder. So all the other things, everything's in the right folder except for this, because I brought this in last and I was lazy and I didn't save it in the right spot. So, oh, and I don't think I even changed the file, because I did update it in Photoshop. So let's see, here's the PSD. So that's going to make it look maybe even a little bit better. Okay, so now it's correct. So I relinked it. I went into the relink button and I kind of browsed to the correct file. So I updated that JPEG, that raw JPEG that I pulled from online, and I relinked it with the PSD that I made CMYK, and also changed the some of the other stuff on, I guess. So yeah, I think that's good. I mean, I'm just going to experiment and try squishing this down. Of course, we have a Montana shape there, so that, okay, yeah, that's just not going to work, because I was trying to make it so that it's not, I mean, I could just make it smaller. So if let's just see what that looks like. Shrunk down a little bit more. It's not going to be nearly as visible on the banner. And then we can kind of bring this up and stretch it more. So I'm using the free transform tool. I mean, we could potentially just make it like, but I don't know, maybe. I kind of like that. Maybe something like that. Maybe I should just make it a square. So there's that. The idea of that is not so bad. I don't like this curve. It's become really sloppy. Unless we just do it like this. Let's look at the original design one more time. I mean, I can change this curve a little bit, because the more we've been manipulating it, the more, you know, it's been kind of been changing from its original intent. So I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe even just a straight line from there to there would be better than anything with a curve in it, because I mean, it does have a slight curve in this photo, but like, or in that rendition, but I'm almost wondering for this, I might just have to completely redraw this shape, which I would just do like this. Basically just make it a and maybe it would look better black. So you never know until you start messing around with this stuff what is going to look good. I can't say I'm in love with that, but I might be able to figure something out. Okay. And maybe this would be, let's see. Oh, wait. So let's see what's going on here. Maybe we should make that white. Oh, wait, but dang it. Sorry. I'm having a hard time figuring out what I have selected and what I don't have selected. The nice thing about the white is you can really see those colors underneath. So maybe I'll just make this shape white. 0, like I originally had intended. And then delete this shape. And maybe dial this shape in just a little bit more because it's still a little bit clunky. Shift click, that'll open up that anchor point. And then if I do a shift click on this, it'll turn white and I can open up that anchor point. And that would be that. So there's still a little bit of a curve on this though for some reason. Oh. Let's see. And maybe I might just have to do yeah, I don't really want any curve to it anymore with this, which it might still have a curve to it. I'm not sure, but it's not really looking, it almost looks like it has a curve in it. I'm not. So maybe we just need to kind of try and make this a little bit more, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get it even enough though, like so that we're not, so that it's all kind of, I don't know, I could probably mess around with that shape all day, honestly. And maybe we could go to edit, where's it at? Maybe it's under object. Convert shape to triangle, and it'll make it a real triangle, which is kind of what I need. Just to make sure that it's like perfectly even and all that, which I think that is. Yeah. So yeah, that might be a little bit better. And then now I don't have that issue of all that stuff being overlapping and all that. That was bothering me before. And I can even bring this up. And like one thing about it is like the less of that we show, that shape we show, the more of the prairie you'll see. So it'll actually kind of help out with that a little bit too. And I might actually even shrink this down even a little bit more, just to try and fit as much of that prairie grass in as we can. Yeah, so final design, you know, I would go around and check and make sure that all your bleeds are looking the way they should, which means everything should be either up to that bleed line or over it. So far everything's checking out on this one. So Command 0, just to kind of W. I'm going to zoom out just to a couple Command minus, just to get a final look at it. Yeah. So that looks pretty good. You know, obviously this logo is not high enough resolution. Like none of this stuff is high enough resolution, but you know, the truth of the matter is it might still actually print decently. Mostly because this picture of the sky is behind these screens of color, which is going to help it print a lot more clearly than it would if it wasn't. So if we go to our info, ooh, yeah, that's really low. And one thing we could do, you know, to get around that with this is, you know, go on Unsplash and find a high resolution image of the American prairie with a cloud on it. But right now, that's what we're going to leave it as. So we have these saved. Let's look at all of our links, make sure everything's in the right, not on my desktop, not my downloads, but in the correct file path. Yeah. Yep, that looks good. Okay. So yeah, that all is looking good. So So I guess I'll show you how, sorry, I have all this stuff open. I guess I'll show you how I would go about. Click on the desktop, File, New Finder window. Let's go into Documents. So we have our InDesign poster project. I would put your name on there. So InDesign like that maybe. And then I would just make a copy. So maybe like a command. No, maybe it's a control. An option. Okay, option. Click and drag on your desktop, and then that will create, now you have 2 folders. And then let's see, I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Sorry, there's a ton of stuff just lined up. It's pretty overwhelming, I'm sure, for you guys, but so you're going to have to print both of these. So the poster will be on the 11 by 17 poster paper. Maybe nicer paper. You're going to have to go to a printer for that. There's one in Cowan Hall, just down the hallway from the computer lab. If you have any questions about that, just ask me or email me, or if you're coming to lab, you can ask me in person. The banner will go on an 8.5 by 11, so you're not actually going to print that out full size. And then upload your file into the assignments area in Brightspace, and I want you to zip it up. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't have that assignments folder created, but I can at least show you how to zip up the file. Compress. So if you control click on that file on your desktop, just push compress, and so it'll take a little bit, but see, here's the zip file. And that is what you'll need to upload. And if you look inside here, it has your InDesign for the poster and the banner, and then your images, which goes along with. And hopefully if you used any weird fonts, you need to go into fonts and copy those into the folder. So, I mean, if I go into my fonts folder, you can see, so maybe you used this Arab, like maybe you used, here, maybe you used Myriad. So, I mean, just do another option, click, and just drag it into that file. And if you look in there, you'll have it in there. So if I need to install that into my computer to be able to view your project, I'm going to need those fonts, unless it's something that's like super typical. So I suggest you add your fonts before zipping your file. And it might not be a bad idea also to do like a file, save as, into, let's see, what the heck. Here, let's open this up. Into here, that is like a, I don't know how to save as. A file export, Command E, or file export, so file up here, as a PDF. And, this has document bleed settings, so you need to click that and then export it. And it's telling me my files are missing because, why? I don't know why, but hopefully I didn't move everything out of my documents folder. No, I have everything. So anyway, make a PDF of your banner and your poster, and then zip it. And then this is what you would upload into the assignments area in Brightspace. And I'll kind of quickly, before I run out of time, show you kind of where you'll find it. It's under Activities, Assignments, and then there will be a clearly labeled, oh, here, it's already here. But it'll be in here, and it'll look a little different for you because I'm in the teacher mode right here. But anyway, that is it for these videos. If you have any further questions, just let me know.